are we going to do about dinner tonight? You better be making it this time. Last time you were on a business trip, and you never were home to do any of the chores. Do you think it's a good time for you to stop trying to piss me off all the time?
Do you think you can stop talking to me like that? You've always been talking to me like that, and it's already made me more than unhappy with you.
Why should I? It's my right as the man of this house to be able to boss you around however I'd like.
Sure, but I'm telling you that I hate it, so would you stop? And also, when I'm around the house, I'll do my best to get any chores done for us. But recently, I've been very busy with work and haven't had much time to be home to take care of things. So I want you to show a little understanding with that.
Understanding? What are you talking about, Anna? Why would you want that from me when it's your fault that your work is busy?
What do you mean by that?
Your work and me have nothing to do with one another, right? You're my wife! And so, the only relation anything has with me is you doing your job here, in the house. But if you can't do that, would you rather us get divorced? You know dang well that if you were divorced by me, you'd be screwed!
You said the same thing yesterday, that you were filling out the paperwork, right? Were you being serious? Do you think it's okay to think of that even when you're not as upset with me?
I just want to let you know that I can have you thrown out of here whenever I please. And if it does happen, I want it to be quick for us. After all, a woman like you is barely of any use to me. So, if you continue to not get the housework done for me, then throwing you on the streets should be enough to teach you a lesson.
Even though I have a job of my own that pays about the same pay as you? And I'm working it just as much as you do. I've been getting most of the housework done, right? What I'm trying to say is that you don't even bother to do anything to help at the house like I do. Yet, even with you giving nothing to our relationship, you sit there whining and complaining about all the hard work I've done.
You call it complaining, but to me, it's trying to get you to do your job. After all, it's well known that all the housework needs to be done by the wife. So could you stop trying to blame me for doing what's right? But if you can't seem to get a handle on things, I'll just have to throw you away before you make me too embarrassed. Well, life would be a lot better without you around, you pain-in-the-butt wife.
Well, if you're gonna go as far as that, then maybe we are finished. I understand what you want now, so I'm quitting my job as your wife.
Oh, you're really going to quit now? Well, maybe if you stop talking back to me like this all the time, you'd have time to think about why I'm right. Do your job from now on. You have to make sure you do as your husband says. I mean, that's the only reason I married you in the first place, Anna.
Well, you make a good point. I'm at the point now where I can't even think of anything besides my understanding of you, Bryce. So, that's what we'll do then?
Go ahead! This better mean you listen to everything now, right?
No, that's not what I was talking about, but I'm saying that I'll do as you've asked so that I can make you happy. And so, that's what I'm gonna do.
Alright, already, just get home right now! If you have enough time to talk to me like this, then you must be finished with your work over there. So hurry home now! I need my dinner!
When I'm finished with my work, I'll come home. That's what everyone does, right? I'll see you later.
I'm not going to ask this again. Will you please stop screwing around?
Huh? What do you want about?
How long are you going to be overseas for work? Do you really think I'm fine with you being away from home this long? Hurry up and get home now! I can't deal with your crap any longer, woman!
Who are you calling woman like that? I want to know why the heck you're talking to me like that and what for. Do you not have any idea what you're asking for by talking to me with that attitude? What do you want?
I'm telling you to stop your trip overseas and come back! You think you can just get away with not cooking for me because you have a business trip to go on? It's almost been 2 weeks of you now dodging me! Are you fine with me divorcing you?
What? Why are you saying all that now? Are you trying to threaten me again?
I'm not just threatening you. I'm being very serious about leaving you. This is me demanding that you come home now! Are you going to ignore your husband's demand?
Wait. What the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm trying to make it clear to you that if you don't come back to me and make my dinner, I'm going to throw you onto the streets. You can't just run away for a few weeks and leave your husband at home with nothing to eat, can you? I don't ever remember saying that was okay for you to do. If it was going to be this long, I would have explained all of this to you before you left. Come back to the States, right now! You're getting the choice of either a divorce or leaving your job. Choose, now!
Do you not see how crazy a situation you've created for yourself? I have no reason to be listening to you. But you think I'll come back for you? You're a frickin' idiot, man.
What did you just say to me? You think it's okay to start calling me an idiot now, do ya? If I'm not around for you anymore, you won't be able to do a thing on your own. Who's been the one that's put this roof over our heads and food to eat?
And that's obviously been you, right?
Are you saying you're not thankful for all I've given?
Why would I be thankful for you? You seem to be at the point now that you've become so insane that you don't even know what you're saying anymore. Why would I need to be thankful to you, Bryce?
Do you think it's okay to make me this pissed off right now? I won't forgive you for this one! I am your husband, and you've just gone and pushed me to my limits!
My husband? You are very wrong about that.
Huh? You're that much of a piece of garbage that you can't even call me your husband anymore? If you take one more step further, I don't think I'll be able to hold myself back anymore. I'm going to divorce you.
Huh?
You think a wife that leaves her husband to go overseas and is never around to do her chores can just talk to me like that? If you don't get on a plane right now and come home to make me dinner, I'm divorcing you!
But we divorced last month, right?
Huh?
What the hell have you been saying this whole time? I told you last month that we had gotten divorced. We've been divorced for weeks now, so why are you coming at me saying that you're still my husband and have demands for me?
What are you saying? We're divorced? Don't talk to me about such nonsense! Since when did we ever get a divorce, Anna? I'm tired of you always getting this confused!
What am I confused about exactly? I already handed in our divorce paperwork a while back, and so I assumed we've been divorced since then. And I made sure to tell you all that last month when it happened.
You were being serious about all of that?
Why would I have ever been joking back then about that? There wouldn't have been anything in it for me if I'd done so.
Huh? Then we're divorced? Huh? What's going on? When? How did you end up doing that without me ever noticing?
You said you'd filled out all the paperwork yourself, right?
So then you used that?
Of course I did. You had flaunted the fact that you'd filled out all your parts and everything, and so I took it and handed it in last month. So why are you talking to me about this now? We haven't been together now for a month, so why are you coming back to me now?
I never knew that you and I had gotten divorced. I just thought that you had left the house to go on a business trip.
Well, I'm not on a business trip right now.
Huh? What do you mean you're not on a business trip?
Well, I assumed that since you and I are nothing now, and that you're just a stranger to me, I had no reason to tell you where I was going. I'm not on some business trip. Rather, I went and changed my career, and I'm now working for a company outside the US. So I'm not gonna be coming back there to be home anytime soon.
Huh? You're living overseas now then? Since when did you think you could just do all of that without letting me know at least? Why didn't you at least say that before you left? You know that I would have never let you go without my permission!
I'll tell you one last time. We are divorced now, you and I. So why would it make it necessary to have to come check in with you before making my own choices? We have never been that close to each other, especially now.
You say that like we were never even married! You were my wife, right?
But when I handed in that divorce paperwork, we went right back to being strangers. You were the one that kept asking for it, so I went and played along. Why would you think that I'd never hand the papers in?
You're asking me why? Because I never assumed you'd hand them in!
Come on. Did you really let yourself believe that without you I'd never be able to make it on my own? Well, if you still believe that, take a good look at me now. Whose house do you think you're living in right now?
Huh? What do you mean?
Wait, have you already left the place then? You knew that the house we were in was the house I took a loan out on to afford, so it was under my name.
What does that even mean? Huh? Is that right?
So you never even realized that either. Funny, since you had always made it seem like you put that roof over our heads. I at least hope you could have done some chores or something without me. The person that's been able to live with the help of others has been you, not me. So I'm wondering, why are you in someone else's house?
What do you mean by someone else's house? This is our house, right?
You're still wrong. You've been living in someone else's house ever since you and I got divorced. I didn't really care since I had moved away, but I plan to have that place sold very soon.
Huh? You're selling it?
I told you that after the divorce, right? That you needed to leave?
I just thought that everything you said to me back then was you trying to continue our fight or something!
Well, at this point, I don't have any plans to fight anymore. I had already told my realtor that the house would be going up for sale, and that's why I just thought I'd mention it to you. Anyway, before I called the police on you for trespassing, get out of that house. You had planned to have me tossed on the streets after a divorce, but how does it feel now to be told to leave my house?
I can't believe this! Are you really okay with what's all happening right now? I can't believe you've been planning on throwing me out!
Even if you can't believe it, they're all just the facts, so hurry yourself up and get a move on. I plan to come back for a little bit to help with the selling of the house, and I don't want you around while I'm there. And actually, why are you still there?
Huh? You're selling it? Why, Anna? This place was also my house! Even if you tell me to leave this place now, I can't just do it in a day!
Come on now. You've been the one planning this for a while now, right? Whenever I did something you didn't like, you used divorce as a way of threatening me. And even after telling you over and over again to stop, you keep coming at me with that horrible attitude of yours. You never even learned to change the way you acted out towards me, and so this is the price you get to pay. I'm so happy you decided to fill out a lot of that divorce paperwork because it made my decision a whole lot easier.
You're kidding, right? Does this mean you've always wanted to divorce me? Why, though? You'll never be able to find as good of a husband as me!
What? A good husband? What part of you is good?
What the?
If you're referring to all the plates you'd leave behind after eating and the rare occasions that you come around and make a meal for us, I think you're very wrong for making that seem like you were a good husband.
Huh? I was?
On top of that, your hateful attitude towards me that you'd have every day and the fact that you always tried to look down on me really showed me how terrible of a husband you were. Do you understand what I mean? It was impossible for me to be around you, especially when you got all worked up. But we're divorced now, so I don't really care if you understand me or not. So, why have you still not left the house after getting divorced?
You're asking me why?
So you really did not think we were divorced.
Anna, this isn't good. Can you please stop trying to mess with me? I didn't know anything about you selfishly handing in those documents without me, and asking me to leave all of a sudden is not going to sit well with me.
Huh? Do you not see who's messing around right now still?
Huh?
This is all what you deserve after treating your kind wife so horrible after she told you to lay off of her so many times. If you'd wanted to have someone around the house to do the chores all the time, you should have hired a maid or something like that. Well, if you're not even able to pay for the house you're sitting in right now, you probably never had the money to hire your own maid.
I don't want to leave! We're family, and we should be living together! Moving overseas without ever telling me! That's not the right thing to do right now! Can you please come back? If I don't have you with me, I'll be the one getting screwed!
You've changed so much from the man you were before that I can't help myself from laughing. Well, I'm so sorry, but I'm doing great without you. Actually, this is the best I've ever felt in such a long time, so I want you to stay away. Now hurry up and leave my house. You should be able to clean up by yourself by now. You're 36 years old, for God's sake.
My age has nothing to do with that! Please don't throw me away already! If I don't have you anymore, I'm going to have nowhere to live! I won't be able to survive! Don't throw me away!
Who was the one that made a fuss about me not being able to cook for you every day and that you'd throw me away for it?
Did I really say that?
If you can't seem to remember that, then go back 1 month in the text history and you'll be able to read everything. I'm getting tired of having to sit here and baby you right now. Well, I have a new life to make for myself over here now. Go on and enjoy your new life as a moneyless and worthless man already. In the end, Anna moved on and ignored anything else Bryce said to her. And after, it seems that Bryce was finally kicked out of her house. He had lost his house now and had no family to move in with. But since this is the life he asked for, there's no chance of anyone being around to help him back up. His mental health began to take a decline, and soon he couldn't make it into work as much, and so he soon lost his job as well. On the other hand, Anna's doing great with her new career, and she was finally able to make her dream come true of working and living in another country. And deep down, she's very happy for divorcing Bryce and making good use of herself. I guess the way he treated her really did seem to help her out after all.